political analyst and Iranian journalist. Ghanbar Naderi joins us now from Tehran. Mr. Naderi, thank you so much for your time. What's been the reaction in Iran to this vote in the U.S. Senate?
Well, if you want to talk socially or politically, everyone is disappointed, especially those who worked very hard for the past 12 months or so to somehow normalize ties with the United States by signing the so-called historic nuclear deal. But at the moment, it's a huge disappointment for everyone. But I don't think Iran is going to be quick to react at this important point in time. If you ask me what is going on at the Iranian parliament right as we speak, where they are going through the fiscal budget plan for next year, which means they haven't prioritized the way they are going to react or let's say retaliate against what the United States has just done by extending the 10-year sanction regime against Iran. I don't think what you hear from Iran is going to be harsh. I think everything you hear from Iran is going to be for domestic consumption, just as the way the Americans have done at the House of Representatives, in order to somehow satisfy themselves that they still have the upper hand when it comes to Iran and the sanctions regime. But at the end of the day, as I said, this is for domestic consumption. What Iran is going to do is going only to appease the Iranian voters, given the fact that next year we are going to have the presidential race. So the government obviously doesn't want to lose that critical race next year. So it will try to come up with some kind of answers and explanations, but I don't think this will be only for domestic consumption and for self-interests. But there are other ways that Iran could easily retaliate and make the United States pay a heavy price. I think that is going to happen in places like Iraq, Syria, and of course, Yemen.
Now, how will further sanctions affect Iran and Iranians on their daily lives?
It has, to a great extent. If you want to know what is going on here, where I don't have good answers, I don't have happy news for you. Not much is happening when it comes to Iran's economic relations with the West, and we have a huge problem with unemployment rate, high unemployment rate. The production sector is virtually dead. It's like flogging the dead horse. And if you talk about people's well-being, I'm afraid not everybody is happy, not everybody is doing well. It is very difficult for many people to make ends meet in order to get to the end of the month through their paychecks. So at the end of the day, after 1 year or so, I don't think the nuclear deal has done anything to improve the living conditions in this particular country. And by this new move by the United States to extend the sanctions regime, I think we will have more bad news in the coming years, or if not months.
Mr. Naderi, now one final question very briefly, please. Mr. Donald Trump has promised to scrap the nuclear deal. What will be the implications for Iran if the deal is indeed broken?
Well, as the Iranian leadership have made it absolutely clear, if they rip up the nuclear deal, Iran is going to burn it down to ashes and flush it down the toilet. That's exactly the kind of words that the Iranian leader made it clear a couple of weeks ago if Trump goes ahead with this foolish gesture. But at the end of the day, it is the United States that is going to lose big time, because as you know here, the hardliners, the conservative camps, bar from the government, this current government, they all want to stop this unilateral way of implementing the nuclear deal's terms and conditions. So at the end of the day, it is welcome news for the hardliners here, because they believe that we haven't got anything in return for destroying half of our nuclear energy program, and they are more than happy to see that Mr. Trump is going to deliver on his words and rip up the nuclear deal. So at the end of the day, it is going to be a huge loss for the United States, because right from there, they won't be able to have any kind of control on the nature of Iran's energy nuclear program.
All right, Ghanbar Naderi, thank you very much for that.